Welcome to the Eye on Annapolis Local Business Spotlight. There are thousands of locally owned businesses in the area, some small and some large. Some you may know and others you don't. But one thing they all have in common is a great story, and we want to share it with you. Join us every Saturday as we talk to the founders, the owners, and the managers of local businesses you have come to know and love, and those you will come to know and love. Now here's your host, John Frenay, with this week's Local Business Spotlight.
It seems I record more podcasts at one of the Rise Ups than anything else. I do it in Arnold and Annapolis, and now here we are down on Mayo Road in Edgewater, which is great. So pardon the cappuccino machines or whatever it is in the back. We'll try to make that as quiet as possible. But we're sitting here with Trevor Hardman, who is a South County resident and a relatively new business owner in Annapolis, right?
Yes, that's right. Thanks for having me.
You are bringing Party Boat Annapolis to downtown to ply the waters of wherever you guys want to ply, I guess it is. And I know that we talked several months ago, and I know you've been busy all winter getting ready for the launch of this, and as everybody is ready to get back on the water again. And I really like your business concept because I've been a fan of what I call OPB, which is other people's boats.
They're always the best.
For a long time, because when it breaks, it's not my problem. I owned a boat for a while, but Party Boat Annapolis, have you actually started now? We are recording on March 31st, so have you actually launched yet?
We will be launching today, actually. So the boat goes in the water, splashes today, officially open for business. Obviously, weather in April in Maryland is tough. It might be snowing tomorrow, right? But our hope is as the weather starts to break, we're in place, and we're ready for anybody who's ready to take a ride with us. We're ready to rock and roll.
Well, I know I saw that your photos that you had sent me and everything else back when the boat was getting ready and stuff like this. Now, this seems to me like it's a water version of, I want to say, like the Surreys that I see like in Charleston or Asheville, where you've got a group of people sitting there peddling their life out, and that's what this is, right?
It is. So we've got basically bicycle pedal stations around a bar top, and you sit on a bike seat and you pedal. Our biggest thing is, and our stamp is pedaling optional. So the boat does have a motor.
Okay, that was one of my questions.
Yeah, for sure. So I get it. I might not be able to pedal for 90 minutes straight either. So you get tired, pedal optional. Pick up your feet, sit back, enjoy, let the motor do the work. So it's definitely an optional thing. But ultimately, while you're paddling, there's a large paddle wheel on the back of the boat that you're actually propelling the boat with.
Very cool. Now, you said there's a center bar that everybody is sat around. So, is that, again, like that Surrey type thing where you're facing each other? We're opposite each other at Rise Up right now.
Yes, yeah. So you just, right across from each other, be able to talk, communicate, chat, state-of-the-art music, entertainment music system with Bluetooth. So we offer the opportunity for customers to be able to connect to the radio, play whatever music, that you'd like to play with, play with it within reason, obviously, within reason. And we have some coolers and some countertop in between as well. So, BYOB, bring snacks, food, whatever you want to bring, and come enjoy it.
Okay, now BYOB, so it can be a booze cruise, or it can be just a family day out, getting exercise, paddling, and checking out the sights of Annapolis as well.
Make it whatever you want to make it. From a bachelorette party to the family is in town and you want to come check out Annapolis from the water.
Well, Annapolis from the water is a special way to do it. And anybody that can do it in any manner, I do recommend that. Whether you're out on a stand-up paddleboard, whether you take one of the sailboats at the Wilma Lee at the Annapolis Maritime Museum, or the Woodwind, or one of the watermark cruises, or certainly Party Boat Annapolis, it's a very unique way of seeing Annapolis that unfortunately most people don't get a chance to.
So that's kind of the driving force. I've lived in the area local for 25 years. My wife and family and I have been boating from West River's kind of home, but South River and Severn and up into the Annapolis Harbor. I want people to be able to see land and enjoy the water the way that I do. And I think a lot of people don't get that opportunity. So we can bring, an affordable way to get you on the water, see the city from water. It's all about the experience.
Right. So it is BYOB.
Yes.
Which probably eliminates the need for you to get a liquor license.
It does.
Now, can you get a liquor license for on the water?
You can.
I guess you can. I mean, Watermark does serve it in their...
Yep, you can. It's just, for us, keep it simple, right? You may like this flavor of this or that. Bring what you like and enjoy it. We do supply coolers, all the ice that you would need, and water. So really all you need is what you're drinking, what you might be eating, and hop on.
Do you have a head on board?
We do not.
Okay.
We do not. This one does not. Maybe the next boat will, but this one does not have a head on board.
Well, 90 minutes, you should be able to hold that.
Yes, most adults can maybe hold it that long.
Well, that's okay. So you do have, and as far as licensing goes, I mean, do you have to have a Coast Guard license? And I mean, obviously the boat has to pass Coast Guard inspections and all that kind of.
Correct. So the boat goes through a very intense inspection, and then just normal.
Sort of like that when you turn like 50 at the doctor's office, right?
Yes, exactly. Very similar. And then once that's done, basically the operator of the vessel has to be a certified United States Coast Guard captain, which we'll have on board. Local captains as well. So again, their knowledge of the water in the area will be able to give some history along the way as well. But yeah, so it's certified and Coast Guard captain vessel.
Well, it's always good to have a local captain as opposed to somebody who just holds a license, because Annapolis is so rich in history and everything else, and just the little tidbits of information that you go. And I know when I first moved here, I did a water tour somewhere, and it was I had my little aha moment when they were saying that back in the days, the wealthy people lived at the top of the hill, and the poor, the projects, we're all down at water's edge. And which is totally flipped from what we are now. And they said because the wealthy people, they would just take their buckets of sewage and throw it out into the street, and it would go downhill. And obviously the bottom of the hill is where you didn't want to be.
Didn't want to be there.
And I'm going, hey, that's where shit flows from downhill come from, But there is so much to learn as you get out on the water.
Absolutely.
And there's so much that's hidden from the street side, whether you walk or drive on, that you can see from the water, which is amazing there. Now, how many people can get on this boat?
So maximum of 6.
Okay.
For right now. Again, keep it simple. So maximum of 6. We are going to do a minimum of 2. It's hard to pedal the boat by yourself, right?
I'm going to sit there, man. Okay, so those that are in shape, you can go with
yeah, exactly. And again, 2 people could hop on it and say, hey, we don't feel like pedaling. Take us for a ride. And let's go.
Okay.
Yep. So that's where that pedal optional is really cool.
And this is a pontoon boat, right?
It is.
Okay.
It is.
So it's got a big deck, if you will,
flat
in between
big deck. We've got chairs and benches as well, so you don't necessarily have to sit at the bicycle station. So other places to sit on the boat, hang out, walk around, dance, whatever the case may be.
Well, who's your customer then?
Anyone. It is tough to get kids on the boat, only because of the type of boat that it is and all the moving parts. I'd hate fingers or toes to get into somewhere.
Right.
So we are going to say 12 years and older. But, from a teenager's birthday party to older folks who have friends in town that want to come do something for the day, to, like I said, the bachelorette, bachelor parties, family getaways. We are going to offer sunset cruises and do some themed cruises along the way. We have the Blue Angels coming, in May.
Oh, yeah.
So we're certainly going to offer a special there to get people out. So, anybody over 12 years old, please.
It's funny, you mentioned a couple times, perhaps a future boat down the road. I'm just envisioning a teenage birthday party with 6 on one boat and 6 on the other boat, doing like paddle wheel races down
absolutely.
Creek with the 2.
Absolutely.
But that would be good. Well, what was your aha moment when operate, because it's not been here before, but operating Party Boat Annapolis was a new idea. What was your aha moment when you said, we need this?
So, as the type of person that I am, my brain never stops. So I'm always thinking. And being on the water and driving force was kind of, how can I get other people on the water to see what I get to see? And that's as genuine as I can get it. And when you look at Annapolis, there's a few options. And again, I could have, we wanted to be unique in what we brought. It wanted to be something different. So I knew, okay, there's a need here. a desire, if you will. There's a market to, an opportunity to get people on the water here in Annapolis. How can I do that? And okay, we figure out how we can do it. Let's make sure that we bring a unique opportunity to get out on the water, or a unique way or means of getting out there.
That's cool. That's really cool.
So, and we've seen the pedal, the taverns. We've seen, and there are in a few other cities as well, the water side of the pedal boats. But like you alluded to, we've certainly seen them in Nashville and some of the other places where they're on land and they're bike driven.
Right.
So I'm like, man, this is cool.
And hills.
Yeah, and hills, right. Yeah. So good thing on the water, no hills, super easy, no pedaling up hills on the water. But, I was like, man, this would be a really cool opportunity if you could do this on the water. And these boats, the manufacturers are slowly starting to make more and more of them. And you're starting to see them pop up in, more and more cities. And, I didn't want to go to a city that wasn't mine. Not off the jump anyway. Let's do this locally. Let's do this at home.
Annapolis is a strange little town for businesses because and Anne Arundel County, I'll say in general, because if you look during COVID and stuff like that, we really jumped in and we did support local businesses in a big way. And I don't think you see that everywhere. And I think that it makes a big difference. And it sounds like some kind of old movie. It's like, oh yeah, he's an outsider type thing. But it's very true. Local people supporting local people is really what it's all about.
It really is. I try to do it myself, and I can tell you, shout out to the city of Annapolis, to be honest with you, from all the people that were involved, helping us get some dockage where we're going to be docked at. Even the folks and the employees and elected officials there at City of Annapolis were instrumental in helping me, and I'm just a little guy, right? But those folks really, truly helped me along the way to get this done.
There were no bribes involved, were there?
No bribes.
Okay.
Absolutely not. It's amazing what just being nice to people will get you.
It's so funny. I way off topic, but when Morton's was built up at where the Westin is, I talked to the general contractor there and said that Annapolis was so dysfunctional as far as being able to build a business, and it was the permitting and just getting signed off. He said, we built 60 of them worldwide, and this is by far the worst. He said, in Chicago, they tell you point blank, we're going to sign off tomorrow. Here is a lunch bag, and we need it in 50s and 100s filled, and we'll sign off tomorrow. They tell you that point blank.
Wow.
But you know that going in.
Right. Sure.
He says, so we can deal in Chicago a lot better than here. He says, we're all ready to go. And they turn around and they say, oh, why is the wall blue? It's supposed to be white. You paint it white, and the next guy comes in and says, that's supposed to be red. So you're probably very fortunate to be out on the water.
Yes, we really are.
Where are you on the water? Where can we get on Party Boat Annapolis? And for folks that want to go, you want to go to partyboatannapolis.com, which is a very easy to remember website.
Very easy to remember. You can book right through our website. Our phone number is on there as well. We're all over social media, so you can find us kind of all over the place. And thanks to you guys here for doing, getting us on the podcast and out and trying to create some buzz about it. So you can either call us directly with our phone number, 443-333-1030, or like you said, visit the website, and you can book right through there, pay right through there, the whole 9 yards.
Where do we board?
So it's going to be a unique experience where we'll offer or have 2 locations in Annapolis this year. So during certain weeks of the year, we're going to be at City Town Dock. So right downtown, right next to Ego Alley, if you will.
Okay.
Anybody that Googles Annapolis City Dock, you'll take you right to us. Yep. Look for the signs, look for the cool boat, red, white, and blue. And then on other weeks, we're going to be at Nautilus Point, which is in Eastport, right around the corner on Back Creek.
Okay, now that's for those that have been here for a while. That is the old Watergate complex.
Yes, the old Watergate. Exactly. So, maybe, I don't know, John, help me out. 2-3 minutes from downtown, not very far, right over the bridge.
Oh, sure. It's it's a fairly easy walk if you're parked downtown, or if you're parked in Eastport to get either side. It's maybe a 10-15 minute walk at most.
Yeah, not very far away. So it'll be cool to again, I'll let everybody know, as you book, just make sure you pay attention to the dates. We have all the instructions on where you're going to get picked up for that day, and in confirmation emails once you book, we'll make sure that you know exactly where you need to be and at what time.
And I will say that the city has done a very good job with the garage that's under construction now currently. At Nautilus Point, you do have parking available there, which is free parking. And if you are parked in the city and you're going on a city dock, paddle. Pedal. Right, paddling on a board, pedaling with you.
Pedal with me.
If you are, parked, don't be afraid to park in one of the outer garages out on Upper West Street or Gott's Garage, because they do have the purple circulator that looks like Barney the Dinosaur that'll take you right down to City Dock in a matter of 10 minutes. So.
Yeah, very quick to get to. So you can, hourly right downtown at City Dock, and like you said, a bunch of parking garages now. So quite a few options if you are coming out with us at City Dock.
Now, a 90-minute tour. Obviously, from City Dock, you can get up into Spa Creek. You can get around, Trident Point at the Naval Academy and everything else. Back Creek, are you able to get out down to downtown and Spa Creek from Back Creek?
Yeah, so we're going to try to keep everything the same. Our plan is we want everybody to see the academy from the water, and most people don't get to see it when they're walking around, but they're out on the drill field doing drills and stuff a lot. And it's pretty cool to watch. And some history, along with the Naval Academy itself, too. So we want to get you across in front of the Naval Academy, around on the Eastport side to see Eastport and that shoreline, up into Spa Creek under the bridge. Everybody likes taking a boat under the bridge, right? You got to do it.
Any plans for the Bay Bridge?
No, not right now. Not on this boat. Not on this boat. That's a long hike. That's a lot of paddling.
We need more pedalers.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Get you up underneath the bridge, and then ultimately, we call it Ego Alley for a reason. For the locals, everybody knows what we're talking about. There's nothing cooler than, being able to go up Ego Alley and wave to your friends and kind of see and experience that trip up and down. And that'll kind of end the tour as we work our way back to the dock.
Fantastic. Well, I'm excited because there's been an awful lot in the last 5 or 6 years, a lot of different modes of getting on the water in Annapolis, which is really kind of cool. I mean, you of course have canoes and kayaks and everything else, but I mean, Capital Sup has their stand-up paddleboarding, which has been there. We've certainly got Party Boat Annapolis coming there. I know the Annapolis Dragon Boat Club goes up into Ego Alley with they paddle up into there as well. There's a parasailing company that operates out near the Chart House, and it's really kind of great to be able to see this whole different aspect of our home or where we're visiting.
Yeah, exactly.
From the water by any different number of ways. And of course, you've got the watermark cruises and you've got the sailboats that you can charter and everything else. But this really puts you down on the water without the risk of falling in the water.
Yes, correct.
Which I think is the Capital Sup problem, or not really a problem, but So there is a sort of a set route, but it's not set in stone, I guess.
No, nothing. Like 90 minutes. Let's go check it out. Let's go check out the city.
Fantastic. Well, what? And also, I'm sure that when you purchase a ticket, you sign like some kind of a waiver.
Yes, you will sign a waiver
that you're not going to get all.
Yeah, basically sign your life away. So no, I'm just kidding, but it is at your own risk, of course. So you will sign a waiver once you get on the boat. It's available on the website to download ahead of time, but we will ask all of our guests to sign the waiver.
Make sure you look for that real fine print, because it might tell you that you're have to paint Trevor's garage.
Yes.
Or maybe redo his roof a little bit later on.
Yes, please. Thank you.
But I'll tell you, what does the future look like for Party Boat Annapolis? I mean, I know it's difficult to look into the future when the president is not even.
We're crazy busy right now. Exactly. So a guilty plug here. So I am in the marine industry. We offer. I own a business, Shoreline Fuel and Marine, that does mobile repair. And this is a selling
point for Party Boat Annapolis, because if this puppy, if you peter out and the engine peters out, we got somebody that can fix it.
We can fix the boat too. So with that in this boat. Again, I like to focus on the present of, and what we're doing locally. But I certainly see if I can, I tell my wife, if I can figure out the ingredients of how to make this happen and get it up and running and be successful with it, we can take this same thing and apply it to other locations. So I feel like that, expanding the fleet, even within Annapolis or elsewhere, certainly is going to be in the future.
You might have some hurdles to go through, but I can totally see this at Downs Park or at Quiet Waters Park.
Absolutely.
And the nice thing about living where we live is that the Severn River, the Magathie River, the West River, the Road River, Back Creek, Spa Creek, College Creek, they all have their own personalities, and they're all very, very different.
Very different. Very different. For sure.
Are you looking into any other different forms of entertainment? And I say this is entertainment. I mean, it's not
Things to do.
Yeah.
Right? So originally, obviously it's, partyboatannapolis.com. We went with that for more of a marketing purpose. In my heart, what the whole thing behind this is Experience DTA. Experience Downtown Annapolis. Let us help you experience it in a unique way. If that means potentially offering maybe by land wine tastings, maybe appetizer tastings with some of the wonderful restaurants that Annapolis has to offer. Whether it's maybe even renting a bike and just pedaling around Eastport. Annapolis, we don't look at it as a huge tourist town, but there certainly is tourism that comes to the city, and residents alike that don't have a lot of these things that we can offer to people to kind of get a cool experience.
That's great. Well, this is a great opportunity to get out on the water, and you mentioned bachelor parties and bachelorette parties.
Sure.
Just a family vacation that may be in here, or just a couple that may be here for the weekend to take 90 minutes and experience Annapolis from water. It makes all the sense in the world there. PartyBoatAnnapolis.com is where you want to go to start it. Trevor Hardman is the owner, probably chief maintenance guy, and
all the hats.
Everything else that goes there. But congratulations for starting the business. Congratulations for your first day.
Yes, thank you.
We wish you much success. And again, the Party Boat Annapolis does depart from City Dock on some days, and also from the Nautilus Point Marina, which is in Eastport, on other days. You want to double check to make sure that you know where you're going. Otherwise, you're going to be sprinting across the Eastport Bridge to catch the boat. And I guess the other question is, can you board? If you have if I have a bachelor party, let's say I've got my bachelor dinner and the whole 9 yards, and we want to go out and party at 7:00 at night, and we've arranged to charter the boat. Can you pick us up at Eagle Alley just to load and go?
We can. So there is an additional fee that Annapolis City charges for charter boats to pick up and drop off from the dock.
Okay.
It is an option. Simply send us a message. If we can accommodate almost anything. If you wanted to do that, send us a message. Let us know you've booked and you prefer to be picked up there. We can let you know what the price is, and if that's the option that you like to go with for an additional fee, we can certainly make that happen.
Okay. So then again, for those that may live on the water, that has a party and they want to come out, you could come up and pick up at home or at Truxton Park or wherever it may be.
Anywhere, absolutely.
Awesome. That's good to know. PartyBoatAnnapolis.com is where you want to go. Trevor, thank you so much for your time this morning, and I'm going to enjoy my hot chocolate from Rise Up, man.
I thoroughly appreciate the opportunity to come speak with you today, so thank you for doing this. Out in Annapolis, everybody involved, thank you very much.
Thanks for listening to this week's Local Business Spotlight. Please make sure to visit eyeonannapolis.net for all your local news, events, and opinion. And in case you haven't already, please subscribe to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief, where we bring you all the day's local news direct to your phone, tablet, or computer in about 10 minutes. It comes to you at 6 a.m. every Monday through Friday, and you can subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.